They indict Trump on complete bunk BS. Is there anything you've seen in what you do that you think is immediately indictable for the Biden family?
Oh, sure. I mean, I've interviewed Rudy Giuliani, who's a national expert on RICO. What you're seeing are the hallmarks of a RICO operation, and with Biden running it out of the vice presidency, continuing to benefit from it afterwards.
For those that don't know, can you break down RICO?
Well, the Racketeering Influence Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO. It's usually used against the mafia, where a family is run and you're kind of engaged in.
So you're saying 10% for the big guy was a bad
the big
thing?
guy, right? And for instance, when Hunter is complaining that I'm giving money that I'm earning to Joe and paying all of his bills, and Joe isn't reporting that. I mean, that's like something out of Sopranos, right? Yeah, we got to take care of, the uncle.
A parody of The Sopranos.
Yeah, well, and to me, it's so widely dangerous because it's a national security threat. I mean, we've got this Civil War mentality here in the United States these days, unfortunately. But think if you're Putin, think if you're Chairman Xi, looking at what's going on here. First of all, Biden's on the take because he's in your back pocket, more or less.
You have Bob Yalinsky saying he is.
Yeah, you've got the Moscow mayor's widow, oligarch, giving money to the Biden family. Burisma was a Russian-leaning company, by the way, so they've got that Ukraine angle. And then the Chinese, $35 million last I checked in money going. So they've got him on the take. So does it mean that, Biden is taking a call from Xi saying, what should I do? No, but when you're doing their calculuses, how is the U.S. going to react? Well, we do know Biden's corrupt, and we know he's corrupt because we've got the goods on him. So we're going to do things in a more aggressive way than we might otherwise, like invade Ukraine or put extra pressure on Taiwan or send a spy craft to attack the United States and do figure eights over our military and watch him do nothing because we got his number because of our corrupt dealings with him.
It's what they claimed Donald Trump was compromised by Russia, or worse, a Soviet asset. And the funny thing is, Russia didn't invade Ukraine while Trump was president. Russia, if they did have compromat on Donald Trump, would have been like, what's he going to do about it? But they didn't. Instead, when Joe Biden gets in, they do, and Biden's just like, better just funnel a whole bunch of money into this country. I think they know, in this instance, it's more about Joe Biden lacks the wherewithal to actually lead this country. The people around him also don't have the wherewithal. Afghanistan was a complete disaster. And more importantly...
Well, that was Trump's fault. Are they going to indict him for that after today?
Yeah, they've got DC, the feds going after Trump, Georgia. I think they're going to go after Trump on a bunch of different charges. And I think, if I had to make a bet, he's going to get convicted in New York.
And that wouldn't surprise me either. And I would say every active Republican and every active conservative and dissident liberals out there should be worried about their personal liberty. All bets are off. There's nothing too petty. You've got these political prosecutions all across the United States. This poor guy who got caught up with the immigrant, the illegal alien on his property. They're trying to prosecute him. This guy who ran into a crowd of protesters. He thought his life was on the line. They're prosecuting him.
Which one was that?
This is just in the paper recently. I think Cernovich had a tweet on it. I retweeted it.
Do you know where it was?
I'll check my Twitter.
Let me pull up. But keep talking. I'll pull up Cernovich's Twitter.
And then you had the pro-lifers who were being targeted by the Biden administration. And then the January 6th protesters, where they're not just focused on protesters who beat up a cop or hit a cop over the head. They're going after protesters who committed misdemeanors by being in a part of the federal property they weren't supposed to be, parading. That's never been prosecuted this way. So, and what's the basis for? I mean, what's the distinction? Well, they're just Republicans and conservatives. I was there for the Kavanaugh hearings, Justice Kavanaugh. It's just like Tennessee. I mean, it was violent. People were afraid. The left was intimidating and disrupting proceedings. And they got $50 tickets. So, I mean, we've got this this effort where the left and its leadership in the Democratic Party too often endorse violence. Now, I don't know any Republicans out there in a leadership position that endorse, condone, and ratify violence. Do you? I don't.
No. So
I do know it's endemic in the left.